little shimmy shake. You don't have to unmute yourself. Thumbs up if you can hear. Thumbs up if you're having a great day. Thumbs up if you're about to have a great day. Thumbs up just because you're on the line and you're about to hear some nuggets. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Cyrah. I have the pleasure of doing this joint team call with super sideline Jesse Rodriguez. And I'm just like super grateful to have you on the call because it's always great when you're amongst like-minded people. First and foremost, welcome, brand new members. I'm on my iPhone, so I'm just going to scroll through. If you're a brand new member, do the thumbs up, do the shaka bra. You know, you could do a pinky, a pointer. All right, awesome. Well, welcome to the call. If this is your very first call, just to get you up to speed, the intention of these calls are really just to bring people onto the line to hear some experiences from other success team members in our Herbalife family that are doing the Herbalife business consistently, which really means that they're enrolling themselves and other people in the healthy, active lifestyle by utilizing the products, representing the brands, and really sharing the opportunity with people. My name's Cyrah, and like I said, I'm on here with Jesse Rodriguez, and we run these calls every Tuesday just to get you guys the information and the feeling behind what's really going on with Herbalife and what you've really stepped into, you know. And just to give you a frame of reference, we are part of something called the Addy organization, which spawned the healthy active lifestyle. Previously, it was Herbalife, and there was various different templates that were utilized. And you know, Mark and Jillian Addy, our upline 30K executive international presidents team members, really started to facilitate these fit camps and other healthy, active, educational, programs that really help bring to the consumer, the marketplace, people like us looking for something, you know. So it's just great to know where, you know, the frame of reference is coming from when you start hearing the language behind why some of these people are so passionate about what's going on, because it's not just about the products. The products are the star of the show, but the star of the show is really your greatness, stepping into it. And, you know, for me, 2.5 years ago, you know, I was sitting behind a corporate office desk. I was passionate about life and a lot of things going on. I was passionate about dance and music and art, and there are a lot of things that still resonate within who I am today, you know, but nutrition wasn't one of them. And luckily for me, you know, I hit a roadblock because I knew that I was giving the 20% fitness, and I just didn't know a lot about nutrition, and I was eating donuts. And, you know, as you know by now, if you're not on your nutrition program, that's the very first thing you need to do. So get your pen and paper out and write down, get on a nutrition program. Like, that's what I did, because I was eating donuts and donuts and donuts. And what happens when you eat donuts every single day? Well, for me, I started to feel like one and really weighed down. But the donuts really represented just me not knowing much about nutrition or really much about loving myself. But thank goodness for me, my friend Garren Jones, his name was Steph Jones at the time. He was super duper persistent and annoying for 6.5 months. I finally got on an Herbalife nutrition program. I drank that Rebuild Strength. Shout out to boyfriend number one, Rebuild Strength. And, you know, right away I just felt it go straight to my bloodstream after a great workout. And, you know, from there, I really saw the opportunity, started sharing it with other people. For me, it was allergies and a lot of digestive ailments that were going on with me that just really started to go away because I was now mindful of the types of foods I was eating all the time as well. You know, so with nutrient timing, locking into this community, you know, the first, you know, right when I got on, I lost 12 pounds. My body fat dropped 8%. And I really started to see also the business opportunity, because I started just going ham, telling everybody at my office about it. My friends and family weren't really listening to me at the time. And around my full-time schedule, I was a marketing director of a clothing company. I retailed $1,500 just because I was just talking about it so much, and people saw that I was just changing and just becoming happier, you know. And just, this is my story, but, you know, 2 months later, I just wasn't happy with my situation. I saw a bigger picture, and I was able to leave my corporate office job. That was my decision. That's definitely not something that we're promoting on this call, but that's just my decision, because I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so, you know, now I live in Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm actually making plans. There's boxes back here to move back and join the family out in Los Angeles and get groomed a little bit more and join the team out there, lock arms with my tab members, and really take this to the next level. So, with that being said, I'm really excited for the callers that are on this line because, for the most part, I've grown up with them, and they've added so much value just to myself personally, with becoming a better person, enrolling myself in personal development, and really understanding what teamwork's all about. So I'd love to pass it back to Jesse just to introduce the next couple callers. But please just listen from an ear of wherever you are right now, and the speakers that are on this call, it's not a fluke that they happen to be on and you happen to be on at the same time. They're on for a reason because they're going to say multiple things, or maybe that one thing that you need to hear that's going to really flip a switch in your mind and take your business and your life to the next level. So, I'd love to introduce online my fellow millionaire team member. He's a brother from another mother, but we got similar swag. I'll claim some of Jesse's swag. No, but this guy is the truth, man. He really is a family man. He'll do anything at any time for any one of his brothers or sisters, just on the line or off the line. And he really makes dope gear, so hit him up if you need anything. But millionaire team member Jesse Rodriguez, take it away.
Thanks, T. Hey guys, so just really quick, Jesse Rodriguez, millionaire team member, been in the business for 2 years and 10 months. I'm not going to go too deep into my story. Most people either know about it, but tonight it's really about these awesome speakers that we've invited on our call, that they're going to be able to share exactly what they've done, share their stories. Like Tara touched on, the purpose of these calls for our team is really twofold. It's first to give you an idea of a different story and a different frame of reference from somebody else that may not be in our organization or may come from a different space. So we're able to see all the different types of people and where they've come from, because somebody's going to really relate and resonate with you and or your teammates. And the second part is to find out what is making these people successful. They're in the business, they're successful people when we bring them on to call. They've been doing the business for a little bit of time, and we want them to share what they're doing. So they're going to give you, their nuggets of information regarding the business, regarding personal development, regarding mindset, regarding whatever's on their mind to share with you guys. So without further ado, we have two amazing speakers going on tonight. Our first speaker, good friend of mine. The cool thing about Herbalife, man, you'd never meet any of these people if it wasn't for Herbalife. I've never been to Ohio, ever. And I don't have no reason to go there because I didn't know anybody. But over the past, let's say, year and a half now, I've run into these two brothers that are just cool as heck. They have a lot of similarities to what I do. They're both football guys. They're both athletes. They have a passion for these products. They took their level to a level 10 in terms of their physiques, and they just totally are running away with the business. And so the first speaker that we have on, awesome guy, full of energy. Every time I see him posting stuff, it gets me fired up to get in the gym and get going. His team is amazing. They're growing like crazy out in Ohio. A very, very great inspiration in terms of what he's doing with his team and his own personal results. So we invited him to come on, share with you guys. So let's give a round of applause, a big thumbs up, a big hand clapping for my man from Ohio, millionaire team member, Joe Makowski, otherwise known as Joe Mack.
All right, cool. Can you guys hear me? Cool. All right, Jesse, I don't know if you were playing around with me or what it was, but it kept going on mute, like off mute, back on mute, off mute. So I don't know if you're trying to play a trick or what, but cool. So yeah, guys, so you guys heard Jesse. First off, I just want to give up some gratitude for Tara and Jesse and the rest of the leadership, and also for you guys for, giving up, your time. Where you guys are at, it's 8 o'clock. Where I'm at, it's 11 p.m. Over in Cleveland, Ohio. So just wanted to give up some gratitude to you guys for, opening the space to listen to what I have to say in my story. So my intention is for two things. The first thing is to share with you guys authentically my story, so you guys can relate for yourself personally or for someone you guys know. So you guys understand that we're in a business of sharing stories because it's so powerful, right? Because we want to relate. So that's my first intention. The second intention is that I can share something with you guys that you guys can implement in your business, right? I think the best part about this business is we can learn from other leaders, I had the opportunity to go to our LDW this past weekend, and Garren Jones was our guest speaker. So between him and just leading, just sharing just his story and, just some of the nuggets I got from him, and just the leadership you guys have is amazing. So just want to give up gratitude for that. So the first thing I want to do is share with you guys my story. So, this is funny. So before Herbalife, guys, I was that typical athlete, right? So if you guys ever heard of an athlete who maybe you talk to, maybe you give an invite to, and he says, I could, bust tail in the gym, work out 3 hours a day, and I could eat whatever I want, right? If you guys can relate to it, that was me. So if you guys look at my before picture, I was working out 3 hours a day, but I was still out of shape. I played sports my whole life, played basketball, baseball, football, played college football, played arena football for 2 years. I definitely had the athlete side down, but I always heard the equation 80% nutrition, 20% fitness, but I never actually believed it. So I was 19% body fat, 20 pounds of excess fat. So that's literally like you have to believe in the equation, right? So if you guys are in the gym, understand you guys have the best products in the world. So if you guys see someone who's fit, don't be intimidated. Because if someone would have gave me an invite and I would have tried that Rebuild Strength or one of these products, I would have been like, okay, let's go, right? So have confidence when you guys are talking to people, because everybody wants what we have, whether they know it or not. So I got invited to the community, cut my body fat from 19% to 15% in my first month. Still eating like crap. Disclaimer, don't do that. Eat good food. Stick to your nutrition plan that your coach set you up on. So I was just amazed. I was excited. I was ready to go. And you guys will hear, my story about what I did after those results in a little bit. But fast forward to today, down from 19% down to 9%, swapping 20 pounds of fat for 20 pounds of muscle. It's just amazing because it's not just a before and after. It's the constant progress, constantly getting better. So those are my physical results. As far as my business results, so Herbalife found me at the right time, guys. I'm a believer. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I was about to graduate college. I was approaching my senior year of football. So I had one more semester going into the fall, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was in debt. I was about to graduate. I science. I went to college to play football. That's pretty much all I did in college, right? So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I got decent grades. I have my degree now, which is good, obviously. If you don't have a degree, you could still do this business. I'm not using my degree, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, so after all that debt, I was just hit with so many questions. And just one day, I just thought to myself, like, man, what am I passionate about? So I actually had an internship at the University of Toledo with the football team. So that's what I did. I thought I wanted to be a football coach. I went there. So it was just crazy hours, guys. It was from 5 a.m. till 10 p.m. every day. So I knew right then and there I didn't want to do anything that someone else sets up my schedule for me. I didn't want to leave my future in someone else's hands. So right then and there I knew I needed to do something for myself, whether it was being an entrepreneur, whether it was, something where I can literally create my own future. So I'm a believer. Like I said, I just prayed. I said, I'm passionate about fitness. I'm passionate about helping people, and I like looking good. So, let's do something with the business. So I decided to, do the business. So I've been full-time now for the past 23 months, guys. And we are a millionaire team, myself and obviously my team. It's all about a team. So I'm going to give you guys some quick stats as far as using events. So as far as my story, so it relates, guys. So extravaganza, and I'm going to talk about using events to the best of your guys' ability, because that's where everything is. It's it's two things. It's getting someone product results and also getting people to events. So heading into my first extravaganza, which was a team organization. I was very new. I had 4 people with me frontline, 8 in my organization. All right, can you guys hear me? All right, cool. My bad, I was getting a call. So 4 people frontline, 8 in the total org. Fast forward to my second extravaganza, I brought 7 people with me frontline, 48 in my total org. So those 7, 3 of those from my first extravaganza stayed, they all hit tab team. So I want you guys to understand that what we see at events, we see people getting all this recognition, we see all these medals, but it doesn't happen at events. It happens in the time in between events. So what are you doing every single day to get people to the weekly events, to the monthly events, to the corporate events? Because all that stuff, I like to call practices or games, what are you doing that time? That's going to show up for the Super Bowl, which is extravaganza. So I would ask you guys, what are you guys doing throughout the week, throughout the day, every single day to get people to extravaganza? That should be the number one thing on your mind. And if you're not committed, come out and do. So what just getting people to events did for me as far as extravaganza, we went into Active World Team in my first extravaganza, and then a little later, we went to Millionaire Team. So like I said, then that's all in extravaganza. Also, getting people to the weekly events. So as far as the numbers, guys, any emeralds out there, those are some numbers for you guys. And myself for the great team that I have, but the amazing structure we have, and just using the events that we have. So use that to the best of your guys' abilities. So the next thing I want to do is hobby mindset. And share some stories with that. So when I first started, guys, I was pretty much dragged to a grand opening. For you guys that know what that is, so my brother is my sponsor. He is 7.5 mil. Jay Mikowski Jr. Shout out to Mac. Thanks for the opportunity. You changed my life. So he dragged me to the grand opening. So I want you guys to understand that when you have a sibling, it's hard for you guys to receive information. Right? So even if you guys are trying to recruit somebody who's a sibling or a good friend and receive information, I want you guys to relate to this story, because that was me. My brother was my best friend. We got along. We grew up together. But I didn't receive any information he said. He had to literally drag me to his grand opening. Like, literally, I was like, dude, I'm not coming to try your shakes. I have football tomorrow. I'm not coming. So make it a long story short, he dragged me there. And I got to the event. There was about 8 people at the event, and I was in the back. And I was the type of guy who was in the back of the room with my arms crossed and one leg on top of the other, right? Just full of attitude, full of I know everything. But here's the thing: I'm 20 pounds overweight, and I have 19% body fat, which for me was not okay. But I had all the answers. How does that work, right? So I needed a reality check. So I got a wellness profile, which caught my attention. I was like, okay, I need to make a change. So like I said, guys, that's what kind of caught my eye. And then from there on, I became a member, hit supervisor my first month. And then from there, I stopped doing the business because I was still in school. I was still playing football for my senior year. And then I played my first year of arena football. So I didn't do the business for 8 months. It took me 8 months. So put yourself in my brother's shoes. So for you coaches that are looking to build a business, if you're talking to a friend, if you're talking to anybody who's not listening, patience is everything and timing is everything. Because it's not about when Joe Mikowski wants to get started. Joe Mikowski, as far as me speaking to people I'm recruiting, it's not about what I want that person to do. It's about when the person I'm recruiting is ready. Timing is everything. So it took 8 months for me to start the business. And what really got me was a reality check from one of my friends. So that reality check was my good friend. His name is Sean Hadkey. He's a tab team member now. He's frontline to me. He's a global expansion team. And it took us, literally, we were trying out for the Saginaw Sting, which is an arena football team. And we were promised nothing. They just invited us to camp. So we drove 6 hours up to Saginaw. And basically, we're just promised practice slots. So what that was 2 hours a day. Besides that, we weren't guaranteed anything. No food, no place to sleep, anything like that. So we didn't know anybody on the team. So we were literally living out of our car for a good 2 weeks, trying to make this team, trying to make our dream come true. And the moral of the story is it took my best friend, I heard him. So football players, we don't show emotion. It took him and me listening to him cry himself to sleep because he was so hungry because he didn't have food for me to realize I need to do the business. So I heard that. So basically the next morning I said, bro, like, is everything okay? And he just broke down. He said, dude, I have no food. I don't know if I'm going to make this team. I don't know what's going on. So I got him started back on his nutrition program. We didn't follow right the first time. So fast forward 8 months from when he first tried it out, patience. 8 months later, he gets back on his nutrition program. He gets amazing results, gets to hit super. So I saw, wow, I literally just changed this kid's life financially and physically because he had amazing results himself and shared that with others. So I saw that, and that's when I wanted to do the business. You know, so it's like it just goes back to that same point as far as, you know, what is that reality check and that click for you to really take your life into your own hands? If it's not full time, that's fine. But what are you going to do, you know, to take your business next level? So that's one story I really want to hit on. The next one is just trading your business like a business rather than a hobby. So this really speaks volume to me and my story because when I first started, I literally a hobby, right? So I would answer, you know, I would do client follow up when I felt like it. I would show up to events when I felt like it. I would take my products when I felt like it. And then I questioned myself. I said, you know, why do I have a felt like it business? Because that's what my products look like. You know, as far as when I'm taking stuff, when I'm helping people out with products. You know, so I want you guys to ask yourself, what kind of mindset do you have? At the same time, what is your expectations? So if you have a hobby or I feel like it whenever it's convenient for me mindset, but you expect a business result, that's where you need a reality check, right? So cool. So the next thing I want to talk about is just some closing things here. I know I got a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys, a lot of stuff in my heart, but I want to keep it kind of short. The next thing I want to talk to the brand new coaches. So I heard Cyrah say it, and I'm sure you guys have heard it multiple times, but get your results first. Get amazing product results. You know, there's a reason, at least for myself and the way that I was taught to do this business was don't sign anybody up right away and have them try to recruit people into the business. Why? Because they might come off as a salesperson, right? So if we're a coach on the line and we're just trying to retail or sell products to a salesperson, revisit your product results. So get constant progress. Understand that your business is in direct reflection of how good your results are. So not only that, your team's going to see that. So your team's going to see, okay, you're blowing. What are you doing? You're getting amazing results. Let me get results as well, right? So that's the first thing. The second point I want to talk about is you are your business. So what I mean by this is if you look, at least for myself and even the marketplace, people, yes, they know Herbalife. Yes, they might have heard some stuff, but at the same time, they're going to fall in love with you before they fall in love with the product business. So how are you showing up when you're out in the marketplace? You know, as far as your target market, if it's at the gym, how are you in the gym? You know, are you being, you know, friendly to people? Are you looking to come off attractive? You know, smiling, being just authentically happy when you talk to people? Do you care about them? Or is it just, you know, take this product, take this product, take this product? Like literally, you have to create relationships before you can, in my opinion, I'm speaking to you guys as leaders, share products with people or recruit them into the business. Cool. The next thing I want to talk about is to veteran coaches. So this is my last point. Just team building. So the biggest thing, like I said, is just do different things. You know, anything, just get creative. So some stories that I want to highlight on my team frontline is a few. So the first one is building relationships through anything that you can. So I have a girl frontline, her name is Rachel Walker, Global Expansion team member. She hit game night off of she hit Global Expansion team off of game night. So what that is every single week we get together and play games. Why? Because she's passionate about it, so she brings people into that environment to create relationships. So we're in a relationship building business. The second point I want to hit on is my one guy, his name is Ryan Adams. So he hit the Global Expansion team as well, simply off of working his business around his passion. So he is part-time, and he hit Global Expansion team in a year. So the reason he did this is because he's passionate about his gym. So he simply worked his passion around that by getting people involved, bring people to that area. And then you guys already heard Sean's story. As far as team building with that, the takeaway I want you guys to take away with that is make a list of everybody you guys know. Don't prejudge. Make a list of everybody literally that you know that's local, everybody that's not local, and plug them into the events because you never know, never prejudge. So with that being said, that's my story. I hope that was helpful for you guys. So I'm going to pass it back over to my man, Jesse Rodriguez.
Good job, Joe, dude. It's crazy. I love listening to people's stories to figure out that it took you living or your buddy staying in the car just to looking at the opportunity of possibly being a professional athlete at that arena level. You guys are probably wanting to move up higher than that, but the reality of it smacked you in the face and brought you to the realization to at least take a look at the opportunity. So that's awesome, guys. There's all those kind of things that are going on in our lives. They're all different stories, but they all lead us back to the same thing, just taking a realistic look into the business. So thanks for sharing, brother. Enjoyed it. Love the story. I'm sure everybody can appreciate what you just gave and some good tips that you just gave as well. Now we're going to move on to my man from the North County, from where I'm at. This man here is a very great leader on our team. When he speaks, he always has great things to say. People follow him because he doesn't just say it, he does it. He's a guy of action. If he says he's going to do something, it's usually after he's already done it several times. He's an inspiration to me. I love watching him. I love talking to him. Really good friend of mine on the team. We play football together. It's funny. Everybody that I have a relationship has something to do with football. But, I drove up to L.A. just one Sunday to go play football with him, just to go hang out. So great guy, awesome leader. He's going to drop some knowledge on y'all. So let's give it up for my brother from the North Hollywood area, millionaire team member, Mr. Cyrah Omega.
What up? Thank you, Jesse Rodriguez. Thank you, Joe Mack. Y'all, that's really like, we have these things called Herbalibrities in Herbalife, and that's definitely somebody where if you see them, you want to pull them to the side and get some of those nuggets. So I always hear about you and your brother, so thank you for sharing. I didn't know that part of your story, so that really helped and just opened my mind for some other things. And thank you, Tara, for sparking the call off and giving us that energy and always being vulnerable and, connecting with everybody and being Tara Malia. So what's up, guys? I'm Cyrah. Been in the business 2.5 years, current Penn Millionaire team, going for a 20K executive press team. Just going to open that lid so I can receive that boot. And anybody can come with me if they want. Let's see. What's up, Joe Mack? What's up, Haney Jafar? What's up, Meg? What's up, Dion? What's up, Terrence? What's up, Yvette? What's up, Maggie? What's up, Tashel? What's up, Garren Jones / Tara Malia? What's up, Tara Innocent? You got Tara combo right there. What's up, Amani's iPhone? Miriam, what's up? What's up, everybody who got their screen off because either it's late and you on the Beast Coast or you somewhere out of the country or you doing something you ain't got no business doing and you don't want us to see. So I ain't going to name y'all, but I already know how it go. And thank you for being a no matter what being on this call and all the call-in users as well. You definitely don't want to miss when we have sidelines come together and do something jointly because that's how we all grow, okay? Jesse is a master at certain things that I am not, that I'm just a novice at, okay? Joe Mikowski, he got where he's at probably completely different from me. Me and Tara, we worked out of the same club, worked out of the same space, do our businesses completely opposite. Nothing's really the same. But when you take this person's idea, you take this person's idea and say, hey, Joe and them, they up in Ohio, they're killing it up in the OH10. Jesse's down in San Diego, man, they do this thing on the beach and it's crazy. Tara's all the way out in Hawaii. She's coming back, but she moved out there to do a whole movement, and she's moving up in the marketing plan. And Cyrah used to be in North Hollywood. Now he's in Reseda, and all this transitioning, all this is happening. And then you take each other's ideas, and that's how we all grow. this person's awesome, that person's awesome, that person's awesome. And we got all these ideas, and then we try it out, we figure it out, and we connect, and we grow together. That makes sense, guys? That's why we do these calls. So again, thank you for being a no matter what, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself and hopefully give you some ideas that'll help you in your business grow. I just recently came back from our leadership development weekend in Dallas, Texas, where I was out there with Mama Jones. So the lady that birthed Garren was there. We had some other sidelines, Gabby, Holly, Rhonda, a lot of the urban heroes were there. Will Davis was also there, Bianca Donald. And, you know, we were just even exchanging ideas then. I'm talking to Will. We pretty much hit every level in the marketing plan together. And he's doing his own STS, or Success Training Seminar, in San Antonio. And he kind of like started it. And I'm like, wow, man, I mean, he's just amazing. So when you go to these events and talk to your sidelines and talk to people and they're telling you what they're doing, you're like, man, I need to be more like that. I need to do that. I got a guy like you. Can you talk to my guy if they're at the event and you get them talking? I mean, I can't stress that enough. That's just how we grow. So I'm there at Dallas LDW. Personally on my team, I had about 12 people drive up from all over, New Orleans, Little Rock, Arkansas, Houston, all the way. It was just like a whole like Midwest kind of like South movement. So anytime it's an event, especially a corporate event like our leadership development weekend, where it's going to be like 10 plus people, 10 to 15, I always do my best to make it. And I kind of do it like a little promotion style where I go and we do like some team bonding and team building. And usually it's like a dinner or something fun like that. We went to Dave & Buster's just so I can meet everybody personally. So, you know, if you're at home and your screen is off and I can't see you, maybe you're writing some stuff down, you want to write down this. Get to know people past their name. Like, I know Joe Mikowski, and I know a little bit about his story now. I know Jesse Rodriguez, and I know a little bit of his story. I know Tara Malia Gregory, and I know a little bit about her story. You know, I know Tayshelle Desiree, but I know a little bit about her story. Now, imagine if you had your clients or if you had your coaches and you know a little bit about their story. An initial thing that I do with all my clients when they first start on product, or maybe you find a coach who wants to come in, and I'll touch on that a little later, but maybe you meet a coach who wants to come in and make money. Joe's story that he just shared, he said one of his frontline tab team members, okay, he didn't have any money to eat. Anybody ever experienced that feeling? I had that hunger pain before, and I will never feel it again. Because if anything, I'm going to have shakes. Bang, y'all see it. So some people come in for money. Some people come in for product. But the first thing I ask people is why. You got to put that in all caps. You can put the letter, you can spell it out. I ask why. What are your specific health goals and why? You need to make money? Why? You just lost your job? Why? You're interested about Herbalife? Why? You're serious or you're curious? Why? You got to ask why, because you got to get a deep connection with these people when they're coming to you to change their life, because there's no opportunity out there like the Herbalife opportunity. You can hear whatever you hear in the media, read whatever you meet. I post the stuff that the media posts because I want people to know about it. Any publicity is good publicity, but I want people to know what's in the LA Times. I want people to know what's on the blog or the Huffington Post and all that, because let's have a discussion, because I'm a real person and I'm living the Herbalife lifestyle. So I'd rather you have that conversation with me. And whether somebody's a face-to-face, a button hit, I got a button hit today, put it on my Instagram, Cyrah Omega, and people want to know this. They don't care about all that other stuff. They want to know this. They're going to ask you how. They're going to ask how they can lose weight. And when you're asking your initial questions, you may be inviting them to your nutrition center if you have one of those, or maybe you're, house to house like me. When you get them and you sit them down, no matter where you're at, you want to ask them why. What are your specific health goals and why? I want to fit into a bikini and I want to lose 15 pounds for the summer. Oh, okay, I feel that. I got somebody else doing the same thing, but why do you want to do that? I just never really fit in this bikini since like 5 or 6 years ago, and I want to fit in it so I can look good. Okay, I feel you. Yeah, so you want to wear the bikini, you want to go on the beach, you want to be look good, but like why? Like, what is it? Is it some guy? And then you keep digging, and then eventually you find out the person has low self-esteem. You find out the person is trying to get back in a relationship with somebody. The person just wants to feel good when they look in the mirror. You want to get to that. And what I've noticed in my business in 2.5 years is once I connect with somebody like that, they can't really quit. If somebody is in a business with you for a year, if somebody's your client for a year, that's awesome. I want you guys to get clear on if somebody has a 1-year herbiversary with you, that's awesome. If somebody has 2 years, somebody done stuck with you for 2 years, that's awesome. I got people that stuck with me 2.5 years, and it's people that I didn't think was going to stick around, but they're here because we have that connection. And they can quit Herbalife, but they can't quit Cyrah because I've made that connection. And this past weekend at the Dallas LDW, our leadership development weekend, we had guest speakers Laura Holloway, Dennis Dowdell, Frontline, and Mark Hughes, the founder of the company. And man, we just bonded. We connected, man. I had a girl there who I didn't know. She's actually in my third line, and she was a volleyball player. And guess what Laura Holloway is? An ex-volleyball player. So that was a connection right there. I would say the simplest words to some of my people, and a lot of sidelines too, and it would just change their whole concept. It's a guy named Desmond Lighton and a girl named Taya. I can't pronounce her last name, but she's Croatian. And the reason that we say, you know, people like Garren Jones, people like Super Mario, they tell us, you know, post your story on Instagram, share that with people, because you never know how you indirectly affect somebody. When you post a real life experience, when you really put energy in a post, you can connect with a lot of people where otherwise you couldn't connect with. You can't face to face everybody. So it's a guy named Desmond, and we qualified for the VIP dinner. So we're sitting down at the table, also with a couple who's been in the business 12 years, and they're getting information with us. The couple that has been in the business 12 years asked me, Cyrah, what is it like to work with Garren Jones? And I answered that how I answered everybody. Garren Jones is magical. That's what it's like to work with him. And the guy Desmond, you know, he's been in the business a little bit shorter than me, about 2 years. And he told me some stuff where I wouldn't have known if we didn't qualify for that dinner, if I wasn't at the event, if we didn't sit at that table. He said he was an ex-football player, kind of like Joe, right? He was up in Canada, I believe, and he was at the end of his rope. He was going to stop playing, and he didn't know what to do. Super unpersonally developed, didn't know what was going on. And, you know, this girl, Taya, that's Croatian, kind of introduced him to the products. And she told him to go look at my Instagram page. She said, go look at this guy. And he sees me on my Instagram backflipping and loving life and drinking tea while I'm in a tree with my shirt off. And I'm doing all this crazy fun stuff, living a healthy, active lifestyle. And he said once he seen that, that made him want to do Herbalife. This guy's global expansion team, 2 years in the business, in cuts of 2,500 global expansion team, on his way to millionaire team. So we're sitting there talking. I'm like, well, how did you do all that? You know, he's on a panel. Him and Taya, they're up there. They're on a panel. And they're duplicating the healthy, active lifestyle that this team is doing. They're doing a consumer group of 20. They're doing wellness profiles. They're having structures, nutrition clubs, nutrition centers, fit camps. They're doing all those things. They're reaching back out to people for retention, right? And I said, so how does your fit camp run? Like, how is your fit club? How does that work? How do you do it? And he said, well, people usually just like work out. And when they come to our office space, you know, they got their little space going, we give them shakes. And I said, do you work the people out? And he said, no, they kind of just come over and, you know, they're working out and stuff. Man, I gave him so much structure. Next day on Instagram, he said, we had our first fit club. There's about 20 people there. So just like I can do that for Desmond, which I get more pleasure out than he does by helping somebody, he can do that for one of you or one of your people. Or who else can I do that for? Who else can do that for me? Because when I heard Dennis Dowdell's story at my first STS in December 2012, I said, I can do this. He gave me confirmation that I can do this. And no matter how long you've been in the business, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, Tara's been in the business about 3 years now. I know, Joe, you've been in business for a while. No matter how long you've been in this business, you have to reconnect with that why. Why did you say yes? Because everybody on this call, you're a yes. You wasn't supposed to be anywhere else besides here right now. Jesse reached out to me last night. I was at a layover in Las Vegas, and it was about this time or a little bit earlier, and he's like, do you want to hop on a call tomorrow? And I was tired. I had come off of LDW. I was in Houston cleaning out a client's refrigerator till 3:30 in the morning. But when my brother calls on me, I got to be there because it's the same way, vice versa. When I call on Jesse, I need him to be there. When Jesse calls on Cyrah, I need to be there. And I don't make a dime off him. He doesn't make a dime off me, but it's that bond. It's that relationship. I don't got to ask Jesse, is he going to be at Extravaganza? I don't got to ask him that. I don't got to ask Jesse, is he going to be at his local STS or LDW? I don't got to ask him, is he doing face-to-faces, if he's getting new results? I don't have to ask him that. I know he's a no matter what. And we're going to be around each other for a very, very long time because we're not stopping. And that's how you guys got to be. Jesse didn't just go to Millionaire Team. Jesse didn't just get in cuts of 7,500 mil team from doing nothing. That guy works. It's something that I pattern myself after. He has a full family. He's a full-grown man with a full family, and that he loves what he does. Look at his posts. Even if he doesn't tag you in them, look at him. You know, I give you some likes, dog. I might not always comment because, you know, we're busy, but I see him. And that's something like I want to be. Have that family. Do what you want to do with your family. I'm talking about, this is somebody, we were in the Dominican last year on vacation. He had, you know, his wife there. He had his front lines, Lisa and JJ, there with the kids. And, you know, we're all there. I mean, come on, guys. We're in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, all expense paid. He has his beautiful wife. He has his best friends there. I'm there. And we're experiencing that together. This is somebody that I experienced my first vacation ever with. And that's just because we're, no matter what, we do these calls, we go to events, we use the product, we wear the button, and we talk to people over and over and over and over again. And no matter how long you're in this business, I was just at an LDW, no matter how long you're in this business, Dennis Dowdell has been in this business for 34 years. He's still on the stage leading events. No matter how long you're in, it's still use, wear, talk. It doesn't get old. I just posted something on my Facebook today. It said, the LA Times put out that Herbalife is now letting clients go on the website and click on buy now, and it goes to people's Go Herbalife, and people can buy a product that way. And I had instantly 3 distributors, somebody in like my front line, a couple other members, sidelines that I know and stuff. And they're like, well, what about the members? What about the distributors? And I said, I personally messaged them. I said, what about the members? What about the distributors? Nothing changes. You use the product, you wear the button, and you go talk to people. But guess what? It's not 1980 anymore. We have this thing called the internet. We might as well use it. Y'all know some of them people they don't want to talk to people. I saw a commercial the other day. I was watching, like, I don't know, Hulu or something. And it was some little cell phone commercial. And they was like, oh, it's set up like this, so you don't have to actually talk to people. It was some app or something, Fandango. I don't know. I don't really watch TV. But it was literally a commercial that said you can get this app and order food or something without talking to a person. And that's the trend that we're creating. How many of you guys use GroupMe, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, text message? Any of you use any of those things to talk to your people? No, just me? Okay, just me. Oh, okay, me and Joe. Cool. So me and Joe use these oh, okay, I see a third person. 3 people, cool. We got almost 10%. Oh, all right, now y'all kind of get it. All right, some people raising their hands. So when you're using these text messages, people are not going to feel that energy. Anybody in here ever misread a text message? Key and Peele, if you don't know who they are, I'm an actor, dancer, I'm entertainment, so sometimes I have to study these people. Key and Peele, they're comedians who do skits and sketch comedy, and they did a text message skit where one person was happy texting the other person was getting offended, and they kept texting back and forth. And it was just totally miscommunicated. So, you know, if you're a person that's extremely busy and you maybe work full-time, full family, you want to look at like apps like Tango, where you can use your voice, because a voice will get, you know, your point across to people and you'll connect better. You know, especially if you have people that's remote or virtual. You want to use the Facebook Messenger, but you want to do voice messaging. Okay, I got a little group going with like my supervisors. I got a little success team group going. And I leave a lot of voice messages so they can hear me and hear what I'm saying. I got a couple different client groups that I do that with. You definitely want to use Zoom. If you're an iPhone, like Jesse and Tara and probably all of you, you want to do FaceTime. The company gave me an iPad, so I FaceTime on that. But, you know, I'm a droid, so I'm like, we can Zoom, you know what I mean? So you want to do those things where you're connecting with people. Just like Joe said, this is a people-related business. It's people-based, okay? Money's not money. People's your money. You want to grow your royalty check? Have some more relationships with people. You want to retail some more? Have some more relationships with people. Real life example. I'm in a place called Zanku Chicken. I can't even pronounce it, but they have bomb chicken tomato wraps. I go in there. I'm on the phone doing a wellness evaluation. I got on this button, and I'm not even paying attention. I just got on this button. The lady who sold me my food waited for me to get off my call, waited for me to get my food and sit down, and said, "How do you lose weight? Is it Herbalife?" I said, "Yeah." "How did you know?" I guess I got it on somewhere, but oh yeah, it's like right there. Boom. See it? Captain America. New Avengers coming out. So I went and talked to her and explained to her everything in about 3 minutes. So you guys want to have like, you know, a quick little wellness eval that you can knock out real quick. You know, hey, what did you eat? Do you eat here? You know, what did you eat today? Well, let me tell you what it is. It's shakes, it's tea, it's vitamins. You want to do that. You want to have 2 snacks, 2 shakes, 1 meal, lose weight, feel great. You know, and then you want to have your phone. I immediately went up to her with my phone and, you know, went like that because I got everybody's pictures in it, right? And I showed her my results. And it's a couple of other people ear hustling at this point. So not only am I doing a wellness eval with her, I'm doing a wellness eval with 3 people because they're ear hustling. They're listening to what I'm saying. So it ended in her getting a 3-day trial. And then I also brought her a tea packet. You want to keep samples on you. And I brought her a lift off because nobody in that place looked like they had energy. So I just don't want you guys to get away from the basics because use, word, talk, retail and recruiting, retention, tell, show, try, do, fun, simple, magical. I mean, this company is so structured. If you just really go to these events and do what they actually say, you can build a life beyond anything you can imagine. I know this is the beginning for me. 2.5 years, I ain't nobody. I ain't nothing. I can't wait to say that I've been a member for 10 years. I can't wait to say I've been a member for 20 years. I want to have a 20-year story, okay? I want to have that 1 million personal volume point pin, all right? Prez team will come when it comes. 20K executive, that'll come when it comes. 50K, chief, build team, founders, octagon, all that stuff will come. I want to produce results for people. I want to have relationships with people. I don't want to do just transactions. I don't want to be fake with people. I don't want to be selling people a dream, telling them lies, saying one thing and doing the other. I want to have integrity. Guys, you got to have this basic foundation of morals and ethics. And the company has all of it lined out for you. When you got your H&Ps or when you came in like me, if you had your IBPs, they send you these booklets that has a code of ethics in it. It tells you everything is outlined so you are equipped. Everything is structured down to the product. It says Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3. They have a quick start program. You may be adding PDM if you're fancy. Okay, it's structured for you. Somebody's doing skin, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's structured. It's there for you. You have a support team for you. I'm talking to new people. I'm talking to veterans. You have a support system no matter what you think. And when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. A lot of people say, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. No, I am talking to you, the person that's looking at me in the face right now. I'm letting you know that you do have a support system, okay? Everybody in Herbalife is one. We're all drops in the ocean. I want everybody in Herbalife to do good because when everybody does good, I do good. This isn't King of the Mountain like when you were young. It isn't look at me on top and everybody else is down here and you got to knock people down to get up. No, that's called corporate America. Herbalife, we lift as we climb. The higher you get on that ladder, the harder it is to bend over and pull people up with you. But that's what you get to do. You got to do that work. So no matter if you're a member, senior consultant, qualified producer, supervisor, and above, you got to remember that all of us need each of us. We listen to Jim Rohn for a reason. You got to watch that video. I don't know, Jesse, if you want to post that. I'm going to turn it over to you here, but I don't know if you want to post that, but at the end of LDW, Laura and Dennis Dowdell played that Borrow My Eyes video when Jim Rohn was talking about the seasons and talking about that 400 million. And he told Mark he wasn't sure, and Mark told him to borrow his eyes. That one gets me every time because it's just that vision. And that's what we got to have, guys. So thank you for having me on this call. Thank you, leaders. Everybody on this call is a leader. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, Joe, for sharing your story. I can't wait to come out there and meet you. I was born right next door to you in York, Pennsylvania. So I know all about the weather up there in Ohio that y'all was going through this winter. And thank you, Tara, for leading it off. And back to you, Jesse. Thanks for having me, brother.
Give it up, my man, Cyrah Hawkins from LA, y'all, dropping some serious nuggets for you, everybody. Guys, amazing leadership that we get to be a part of, that you guys get to learn from. so blessed to be a part of this team. I'm excited that we're sharing every week with a new leader, getting on here, giving you guys information so you can do something with it, hopefully inspire you to move, inspire you to grow your team, inspire you to do the things that you need to do to be as successful as you guys want to be. It's totally in your hands. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a few minutes. We're 7 minutes before the end of the hour. I want to take some calls, some questions. Anybody have? Hold on, I found that video for you, Cyrah. I'm about to post that in the chat. So you guys want to grab that in the chat. I just posted that video that Cyrah was talking about, YouTube, Jim Rome. So yeah, anybody has any questions, anybody has any comments they want to make, feel free to unmute yourself. You can ask Cyrah, you can ask Joe, or you can just make a comment. So feel free. We're going to do this for the next few minutes. Don't everybody jump up at once.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Marianne.
Hey guys. Hey, I'm actually at the gym with a client right now, but I have a quick question. Recently, I've had 2 clients breaking out in rashes. Is this unusual, or they think they're allergic to the product? And I know we've talked about the detoxing. I know this is a business call, but I just wanted to know if this is a rare thing. And they've talked to their doctors and what people say when that happens.
That's excellent. Can I answer that, Jesse?
Yeah, it's on you, brother.
Hey, that's excellent. That's what we're on the call for. The questions like that. So that's perfect. What you want to do, we have a health and science number that they can call. Anytime somebody tells me, oh, I don't feel good, oh, I have a migraine, I'm breaking out. When people have like reactions to stuff, they probably don't know they're allergic to something, or, you know, they probably just never had that much nutrition at once, so their body's reacting. I always tell them, first of all, go to your physician and take the products with you and let your physician read it. 1. 2, on myherbalife.com, we have a health and nutrition line that they can actually call and get information from, and that's going to come from like the doctors, the scientists, and we have a whole group of people at Herbalife that we pay to answer those types of questions too. So you definitely never want to put that on yourself and answer it. You always want to send that over here to their personal physician, or have them, you know, call that number.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that. I didn't know about that call, or I always tell them to talk. And they took it to their doctor, and he's like, well, I don't see anything in here. I don't know. So, but she just felt like it was the product. So thank you for that. I'll have her call that number. Appreciate it.
Perfect.
Thanks, Marianne. Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns, recipes? We're going to look through. Unmute yourself if you got something to say. There's somebody.
Yeah, I have a question.
There you go. Go ahead, brother.
What was, Jesse, what was one of, or all the Mel team members, what was like the biggest struggle that you guys faced during the business, and how did you guys overcome it? Like, how, if your family didn't support you doing the business, like, how did that affect you? Like, how did that affect you? How did you overcome that struggle? Or like the doubt from people, or, you know, just like roadblocks that came in your way?
I'll answer real quick, and then we'll let the other Mill team guys jump on as well. For me, I learned over time not to really put any emphasis or effort into trying to convince somebody that what I was doing was right. Like, I just moved on. I'm moving in one path, in one direction, and I'm working with people who are on that path. And so if you're not on that path, you're just not on my radar, and I'm not wasting any energy or time on you. So that's pretty much what I did, and I learned that, you know, as I got going. It was more so the longer I was in, because people just, they were not happy with the success that I was having over all that time. They were kind of annoyed by it because they didn't want anything to do with it, and I was just continuing to be positive and surrounded by that. So I don't pay any mind to any of those people. I just keep moving with the people who want to move with me. So go ahead, Cyrah. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, T.
I want to hear from Joe.
All right, cool. Yeah, so Latif's actually a part of our org, so he hears my perspective a lot, so I'm going to share it for the rest of the group as well. I mean, for me, it's more so just understanding that this business and the opportunities for yourself, it's not really for your parents or your family. Specifically for my story, my dad was He wasn't really understanding just because he sold insurance, so he thought that I would be doing that the rest of my life or when I graduated college. But once he saw, how serious my brother was and also how serious I was, he gradually came around to the idea. At the same time, so my aunts and uncles, they still don't understand. They understand now because we pull up in our new little toys, little vehicles. But it's just like, for one, just knowing that some people just never want to change their mindset, and they just don't understand. So just not putting any meaning towards it.
Is Tara there? I wanted to hear from Tara. Are you busy, Tara? Looks like you're working out or doing something important. Can she go? Can you go? There's a lot going on. I can go. So that was an excellent question. Just like Joe said, family's going to be the hardest. That's always the hardest. They don't understand. Les Brown, he always says, people who know you have a hard time listening to you. Joe just said it about his brother. So when it's family, people who knew you, they can't really go into business with you because they know all your dirt. They know how you used to be. They know how y'all grew up together. So it's like, oh, you got something, okay, whatever, you going whatever. So 2.5 years in, I'm making I'm almost right at a 6-figure income. I'm living great, got a new car. I have an excellent, wonderful girlfriend. I'm in a dope relationship. I'm attracting so many things in my life that's beyond belief. And I have family that still doesn't plug in. They still don't know, won't order anything. Probably won't even eat an apple a day. I don't know what it is, but you let them be like that and you let them watch. I really love the Oklahoma guys. They were at Dallas LDW. Chris Bickerstaff, Tim Files, Dan Waldron, all those guys in that area. And Chris Bickerstaff has these things about fans versus athletes. So if you take people who are fans and they're at a football game and they're in a stadium and they got on a stadium jacket and they got their $8 beer and they got their hot dogs and popcorn and they're watching the football game, I'm probably like DB or whatever. But anyway, I'm probably at receiver. Jesse's at quarterback. He does a flea flicker pass to Joe. Joe throws it up. I catch a touchdown. Your fans are going to go crazy. The popcorn's going to fly everywhere. The beer's going to be spilling, and they're going to love the game. But when you try to put that fan in the game and make them an athlete, they're going to hate it. They're going to go out there. They're going to get pulverized. They're not really going to really like football anymore. So some of your family members, actually probably most of your family members, if you're lucky, you'll get them. You'll get a JJ and Joe, but they're fans. They just want to watch. They don't really want to play. They may get a Formula One here and there, and that's perfect. They may have it in the cabinet, maybe collecting dust. That's perfect. They're just supporters. They're fans. But you will have people that will eventually say, hey, I do want to get in the game. Put me in the game, coach. And that's when you step in. I remember Joe was just saying on his call, it's all about timing. It's about timing, wording, languaging. You want to keep being consistent, and that way somebody will have something to plug into. So don't go downhill. You don't stop. You keep going. Eventually they'll come. Jesse probably had to do daddy duty. Is it anybody else that has any questions? Is it anything on you guys' hearts? Anything anybody want to share? Any more questions? Who's going to extravaganza?
Everybody!
Gotta go extra. That's the Super Bowl. Come on.
I have a question for
my first time going.
Perfect.
We have a question.
Question. Go for it.
It's for Tara. How are you running a business in Hawaii? Like, how is that something like easy?
Hold on 1 second. Is it good? Thank you. Hello. Can you repeat that question?
I asked, how is it to run a business in Hawaii?
Oh, girl. In life, You are what you attract,
Yeah.
and your environment is conducive to, you know, what you're putting out there. And I love it. For me, when I first got into the business, I was living in Los Angeles, but I had a lot of internet, Instagram, Facebook, and things like that. Because just like what they were talking about, your COI, which is your circle of influence, they're judging you based off of who they know you to be, and not necessarily who you're becoming every single day. So in Hawaii, the mindset here is like a different country. So for me, I came out here because my family started to actually do the Herbalife business. So I came out here to support them and really groom them and give them a little bit more of a fast track than what they wouldn't be able to have because, it is so far away. So the business out here, it is growing and it is steady. But the mecca of the information is in Los Angeles, So for me, I'm not going to lie. I just cried earlier today because I went to my nephew. He's 6. He just turned 6 3 days ago. I went to his field trip and I had to say bye. I'm not going to see him for a while because I got to go back to the Mecca and get more information and bring back more leadership later. So every single region is different. That's why we have these team calls. For a lot of us, we have nutrition clubs that we're building out of. For a lot of us, we're just out there doing face-to-face every day, and then that's the way that you're getting the funnel of the people that are coming in. So here in Hawaii, the mindset is not necessarily healthy, active the same way as it is in Los Angeles, and there's not as much leadership out here. So as far as locking arms, the way that this region was built originally was, based off the internet on different types of methods, and that's not necessarily where the company is thriving right now. But I wake up in Hawaii every morning, and there's nothing like peace of mind. And I personally came out here for peace of mind. Because when Tara or anybody else has that, you function from a space of clarity, and that's the business for me now. It's functioning from a space where the greater good is really about how am I showing up best, and am I aware of what's needed in my vicinity right now. And I know that the team that's building in Los Angeles, including Tasha, who's on this call right now, is what's needed for me to be there to not only get the information, but to groom the builders. So from what lens are you asking the question from?
Well, I'm from Cleveland too as well. I'm from Jay's organization, but I was just like, I have clients in like Jerusalem who like try to like contact me and want to know because they do have it over there, but the products are way more expensive. And it's just, I just try to think like, and people who are interested, like, I just try to think like, how would I be able to run in like a business over there, like have team members over there, or try to like deal with clients over there. So I'm just trying to see like, is it going to be an easy thing or is it going to be something that's hard?
It depends on the energy, and then another leader can jump on. I'll just give my opinion on that. Everything's based off of how much energy you give the client and if you're in tune with setting standards for them. I have a client in Singapore right now who texts me every single day or sends me messages every day on exactly what she's eating, at what time. She's getting crazy results, and she's all the way in Singapore. And I have some clients right down the street that won't show up for their wellness profile, but they're consistently taking the products. So what I would say for you is create your online container like Cyrah was talking about. Create those messages, leverage other people being in conversation with that person, co-coach them so that they see that there's other energy. And what I would do is I would really put it out there that you're building, an awareness of Herbalife, in Jerusalem and see who else, like Cyrah and Jesse and Joe Mack were saying on this call today, see who else is in that area so you can plug them in together. Because there's power in numbers. There's consistency in numbers. There's hope and belief in numbers. When there's not a lot of people doing it, not because it's popular, but because there's results happening continuously, consistently. That's why these STSs and these calls are so important. You know, if you're out in no man's land by yourself, it's a lot more challenging to show up as even just a client for yourself, because the reason why people usually don't get results is because they don't have the support. So do whatever you can to support them. And if it's a vision of yours and it's a purpose of yours that you really contribute to the well-being of that area, I would say do whatever it takes to get them all the information that they can, just to absorb it and be as consistent as possible with them and set standards. But I don't know if Cyrah, if Jesse, or if Joe or anybody else on the line wants to contribute to that.
Very simply, just plug them into structure. There's something going on wherever your people are. For the most part, we're in 90 different countries. There's structure out there. You just got to find out where the structure is and plug them in. If they don't have the same products, well, then everybody in that region still don't have the same products. So by plugging them into that structure, the people that are out there are going to know what works best for those people out there. So that's what I would say.
Thank you, guys.
Sweet. Any other questions? We're about 10 after the hour.
Yeah, one question from me.
Dion, did you have a question, bro?
Yes.
Go ahead.
How do you master the art of patience?
A little bit louder.
How do you master the art of patience?
Practice. I'll let the other leaders answer. Go ahead, Kyrie. Go ahead, Joe.
He sound like, I like that. He sound like one of them old kung fu movies, like Patience, Young Grasshopper. You must master yourself. Man, I think that's something that we're all working on, man. But it's definitely a virtue. I know it sounds cliche. What's funny is, you know, if you guys don't have this, you definitely want this. It's training on it. This is called a consumer web of 20. And something like this will definitely exercise that muscle of patience. Some people on here haven't bloomed yet. You know, as I look on here, there's some people that's button responses. There's some people that's references. Some people are members, ambassadors, clients. And the people that's on my team, in my organization, I definitely practice nurturing them, teaching them diligently, sharing my experiences with them, taking all the energy I have. I fuel myself, personal development every day, do what I have to do so I'm clarity. Like Tara was saying, going to Hawaii, waking up with that peace of mind, clarity, and then I can put that in them. So you want to keep your temple cleansed. You want to have everything up here right. And then when you pour that in the people patiently over time, that's when your business grows. That's when it happens. Because you hear stories about people going to president's team super fast. I know people that's going to the president's team 9 months, 10 months. It happens. People do it super fast, but they come in with a set of skills that everybody really doesn't have. Or they have this abundance of energy that everybody really doesn't have. Our upline, Garren Jones, went to the president's team 17 months. He came in with energy. So his life drastically changed. His story is going to be different from my story. It's going to be different from your story. You ever heard of a tree that grew overnight? A tree that, you know, like Jim Rohn says, like a tree just that just stops growing. It just, oh, it grew overnight. You do 1,000 abs tonight, you're not going to have a six-pack tomorrow. It takes patience. No matter how long or how short you want an egg to boil, that thing is going to take 2 minutes for the water to get hot. It takes 2 minutes for water to start boiling on the stove. So the natural ebb and flow of life and how things goes, in my experience, what I found out is nobody's never going to be 100% completely patient. I mean, even people like Gandhi, it's always going to be a little speck. I was watching a documentary the other day. It's a guy in India that just had his hand raised like this for 20 years, like never dropped his hand. He's exercising that muscle. That famous Michael Jordan quote, I've missed more shots and missed this and missed that, and I've failed all these times, and that's what makes me great. You've really got to exercise that muscle. I put a post on Instagram maybe a couple weeks ago. It got some likes. And all I did was take a picture of a straight face, and I said, this is the face you make after the 15th time somebody asks you about Herbalife. Like, why are you asking me 15 times? That's what you want to say naturally, right? But I'm telling you, each time, you just tell them. Each time somebody tell you they about to start on they want to start on product, they want to start Herbalife. I started 2.5 years ago. I got people still to this day. Hey, I ain't forgot about you. I'm still gonna start. And I say, hey, I'll be here to support you when you're ready. Hey, call me when you're ready. And you just be patient. You ain't going nowhere. We ain't got nothing else better to do. I can't think of anything for the life of me where somebody can tell me what's better than doing Herbalife, especially right now with the obesity rates, not just in America, in the world. And, in patience, it goes back to the previous question where the young lady was saying about, how do you do stuff in your region? You got to be patient. What the Addy Org created, Mark and Joe Addy's been in the business 10 years. It took them 5 years to get to the president's team. So if you haven't been in the business for not 5 years yet, I don't really know how we can not be patient and say, well, how do I get to the president's team? A lot of these people, Danny and Graham Edwards, okay? I can go on and on. Jason Amber Wick. Like, it took time for these people to get there. It takes patience. You got to stay consistent. I mean, the Mecca is wherever you're at. I know Tara said Los Angeles is the Mecca. Yes, because that's how we came in. But America wasn't number one in the world. We just had the Herbalife Summit last month. Who was number one? It was like Russia or somebody, or China, Korea. These other countries are killing it. The number one person that has 750,000 royalty override points, which pretty much means 50K in his first 3 levels all last year, coming in this year, right? That was in Russia. His name was Igor. That's not even anything American about that. And I don't know if it's even hot in Russia. Does Russia even get hot? So it's ways to make it happen. You got to have that vision. If you don't have a structure, you got to make the structure. All the technical stuff, you got to figure it out. You got to be patient, work diligently, and it's a muscle. To answer your question, sir, it's a muscle that you work over and over and over again. Personal development definitely helps. If you guys haven't tapped into meditation, explore it, try it. It's a couple simple sutras. I mean, you can get on YouTube and find out about anything nowadays. Go on YouTube, type in meditation sutra, S-U-T-R-A, try it before you go to bed, when you wake up. Just Google patience, Google meditation, personal development. We're already fueling our temples. We're fueling our bodies with the right stuff. So the next stuff is up here. And as long as you want it, and I love that you're speaking that, King, as long as you want it, you're saying what you want, you're questioning what you want. How do I get more patience? I have more patience. If you speak that into yourself, you'll get it. It's called manifestation. You got it.
Boom. Drop the mic. Next. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I would say just understand or judge, pretty much just judge what you're looking for. I don't know exactly, what you're looking for, or as far as the question, if it's about business, because I know, Dion, that you're newer. So really just judge the harvest that you reap off of the seeds that you plant every single day, right? Straight from Jim Rohn. So don't look at it as, I'm at this level. I'm here. It's okay. What did I do? What did I do today to grow my business? So did I get the excuse me, I'm losing my voice over here. Did I get the 3 contacts that I needed to meet new friends? Or did I do my follow-up like I said I would? So judge it off of that aspect as, what you do to grow your business, and the action that you're doing, rather than what you see as far as, what you see as far as your harvest.
Boom. All right, cool. So we'll take one more question, guys. It's 9:18. It's running a little late, but if anybody has one more pressing question, let's get it out. Anybody? One last question? I don't see any hand raisings. You can unmute yourself if you got one.
Question here.
There you go. Who's that?
Yeah, it's Kareem, Cleveland, Ohio.
Go ahead, Kareem.
Hey, what do you recommend actually, especially with people out of state or out of the country? Do you sell strictly from your website? You go Herbalife, or just stock up on product and then you sell directly to your customers?
All right, I'll answer a little bit of that, and everybody else can jump in as well. I don't sell. Most of my, I'd say 99% of my business is to people that are local by me. If I'm selling it to somebody that's outside, I don't have any clients personally that are outside the country. I do have a lot that are outside of the state, but I deal directly with them. That's pretty much how I do my business. Most people are going to be the same. You know, people that you can touch, people you can talk to, people that you can check up on, you know, people that you can physically see and touch. They're usually the best relationships that you can build, which doesn't mean you can't have clients outside of that realm, because you can still build with them as well. But it's so much easier to deal with people that are right there. You know, there's something powerful about being able to talk to somebody and touch somebody. That's just so much more better than you know, somebody that you may just know online. Maybe you found them on Instagram or something like that, and there's no connection. There's no real relationship. So that's pretty much how I would deal with dealing with people outside of my area. Cyrah, Joe, Tara, anybody?
I think it's a balance of both, like everything what Jesse's saying. You know, I met some great people off of Instagram and Facebook, you know, tab team members. So, you know, energy resonates, but it's what you put into it, like Jesse was saying. You know, for example, what Cyrah was saying earlier was that there's now commercials, and we're really casting a bigger web for people to tiptoe their way into Herbalife. So definitely utilize all the resources, but groom, you know, be groomed to be able to do face-to-face, because that's the one thing that will never go out of style. You know, that face-to-face it's really just you in your community being that Herbalife person. But definitely know how to utilize your Go Herbalife account. Definitely know how to follow up with those clients as well. You know, because for some reason they landed on your page and they're on your site. So I definitely would say follow up is something that's extremely important as well. So I don't know if Cyrah wants to take that, or Joe Mack.
Yeah, I don't have much on that. I mean, nothing that wasn't said already. I would say just use both. I know personally, in my experience, I like using local, you know, stuff more, just because I feel like, you know, the closer I am with somebody, the more hands-on I could be. So really just depending on your learning style and teaching style as well. But I mean, we have, you know, so much nowadays with Messenger, with, you know, FaceTime, Zoom, all this stuff. So you could literally build business anywhere.
Cool. All right, guys. So on that note, we're going to end the call. I want to end it by just saying, thanks so much for spending your time to invest on these calls. I mean, we've been on the call for about an hour and 22 minutes now. Tons and tons of information, all valuable things that you can use, you know, introspective views from people that may be like you or may not be like you, people who are building businesses all across the country. This is the way we build business, by learning, by listening to stories, and by listening to tactics, and by working on implementation and creating sideline relationships. All these things that were covered tonight. Every Tuesday we come on the call, we bring new speakers, and we hope that you guys are getting inspired, you're getting fired up, and you're getting some helpful information to really get your business moving. So thanks so much for investing in your business and investing in your team and investing in yourself by being on the call. Everybody have a blessed night, and we will see you soon. We're going to open up the lines. You guys can shout yourselves out on our way out. Boom, everyone.
Shout out to everybody.
Wondering maybe it was her. I don't know.
All right, y'all.
Tables, man, tasting, Garren. Good job, Joe.
Your screen.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.